An emergency fund, the key to your financial security. Imagine losing your job tomorrow or facing a sudden medical bill. Would you have the cash to handle it, or would debt become your only option? Most people aren't financially prepared for life's curveballs, but there's one simple strategy that can change everything: an emergency fund. I'm taking on the challenge of building one from scratch, and along the way, I'll show you why it's the ultimate financial safety net. Ready to take control of your future? Let's get started. Why is an emergency fund so important? A strong emergency fund is often seen as the cornerstone of financial stability, but what does that truly mean? And why is it so vital for your overall financial health? The reality is that unexpected financial emergencies can arise at any moment, and without a safety net, the impact can be severe. Imagine this: one day, everything seems fine. Then suddenly your car breaks down, your pet needs urgent veterinary care, or you face an unexpected medical bill. Without an emergency fund, these expenses could derail your budget, forcing you to rely on credit cards, personal loans, or even borrowing from family and friends. But with a financial cushion in place, these situations become manageable setbacks rather than full-blown crises. Not only does an emergency fund provide peace of mind, but it also ensures that your long-term financial goals remain intact. Without one, you might find yourself forced to dip into retirement savings or liquidate investments prematurely, ultimately costing you more in the long run. Common myths about emergency funds debunked. Address misconceptions like, "I don't make enough money to save for emergencies. I can just use my credit card in an emergency. A few $100s is enough for an emergency fund. I don't need an emergency fund because I have a stable job." Emergency fund versus other types of savings. Clarify the difference between an emergency fund and other savings accounts. Emergency fund for unexpected expenses, job loss, medical bills, car repairs. Short-term savings for planned expenses, vacation, home renovation, new gadgets. Retirement savings, long-term investments that should remain untouched. What not to use your emergency fund for: buying a new gadget or upgrading your phone, investing in stocks or risky assets, splurging on non-essential purchases, vacations, designer items. The consequences of not having an emergency fund. Without an emergency fund, every unexpected expense turns into a financial emergency. Let's look at a few real-life scenarios. Flora's story. Flora was living comfortably until she suddenly lost her job. With no savings to fall back on, she was forced to rely on credit cards to pay rent, buy groceries, and cover her basic expenses. Within months, her debt had skyrocketed, leaving her in a financial hole that took years to climb out of. Jimmy's challenge. Jimmy was caught off guard when he needed urgent surgery. With no emergency savings, he had no choice but to take out a high-interest personal loan, which added to his financial stress while he was trying to recover. Patience's lifesaver. On the other hand, my friend Patience had been diligently saving for years. When she was diagnosed with a chronic illness requiring frequent hospital visits and expensive medication, she didn't have to worry about finances. Her emergency fund allowed her to focus on her health instead of scrambling to cover medical bills. These experiences underscore the critical difference between being financially prepared and facing unexpected challenges without a safety net. An emergency fund is more than just extra savings. It's a powerful financial shield that protects you from hardship and gives you the confidence to navigate life's uncertainties. How much should you save? Experts generally recommend saving 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. However, the ideal amount depends on various factors. Job security. If you have a stable job with predictable income, 3 months' worth might be sufficient. But if you're self-employed or working in an unstable industry, aim for 6 to 12 months of expenses. Debt situation. If you have high-interest debt, balancing savings and debt repayment is crucial. Consider starting with a smaller emergency fund, such as $1,000, while aggressively paying down debt, then gradually increasing your savings. Lifestyle and obligations. If you have dependents, own a home, or have medical conditions that require regular care, you may need a larger safety net. It's also crucial to regularly reassess your emergency fund size as your financial situation changes. A growing family, a career shift, or an increase in living costs should prompt you to adjust your savings goal accordingly. How to build an emergency fund from scratch. If you're starting with little to no savings, don't worry. Here are some practical steps to get started. 1. Start small, stay consistent. Begin by setting aside a small, manageable amount each month. Even $25 or $50 per paycheck can add up over time. Treat your savings like a non-negotiable bill that must be paid. 2. Automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate emergency fund account so you won't be tempted to spend the money. Many banking apps allow you to round up transactions and save the difference. 3. Reduce unnecessary expenses. Review your budget and identify areas where you can cut back. Dining out, subscription services, and impulse purchases are great places to start. Consider meal prepping, using public transport, and seeking free entertainment options. 4. Increase your income. Consider side hustles, freelancing, or selling unused items to give your savings a boost. Look for ways to negotiate a higher salary or take on extra shifts at work. 5. Use windfalls wisely. Tax refunds, bonuses, and cash gifts are perfect opportunities to bulk up your emergency fund quickly. Instead of splurging, allocate a significant portion of these windfalls to your savings. Building an emergency fund is not about how much you save at once, but about how consistently you save over time. Where to keep your emergency fund? Your emergency savings should be easily accessible, but separate from your everyday spending account. Consider keeping it in a high-yield savings account for easy access and interest growth, a money market account for a balance between accessibility and earning potential, a separate savings account at a different bank to reduce temptation. Avoid keeping your emergency fund in investments like stocks, as their value can fluctuate, making them unreliable in a crisis. The psychological benefits of having an emergency fund. Beyond financial security, having an emergency fund provides something invaluable: peace of mind. Knowing you have a financial cushion allows you to take calculated risks, such as changing jobs or starting a business. Handle emergencies without stress and anxiety. Avoid falling into the cycle of debt. Gain confidence in your ability to manage money responsibly. There's a powerful sense of control that comes with knowing you're financially prepared for whatever life throws your way. Closing thoughts. An emergency fund isn't optional, it's essential. It's the safeguard that separates financial stability from financial hardship. With life's uncertainties, having a solid financial cushion empowers you to stay in control no matter what challenges come your way. Consider your emergency fund a financial safety net that provides both time and peace of mind. It keeps minor setbacks from spiraling into major financial crises and allows you to focus on long-term goals without the looming threat of debt. Whether you're building one from the ground up or reinforcing what you already have, consistency is key. Every dollar saved brings you closer to lasting financial stability. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss my latest insights on personal finance. Have you ever relied on an emergency fund to get through a tough situation? How did it help you? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Your financial success matters, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.